What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we are going to talk about the Holosun 507 competition, the big window Holosun, and we are going to compare it to the Leupold DeltaPoint Pro. I was just at the range. I happened to shoot these back to back, and they were very, very similar, and I wondered to myself, would anybody like a video comparing them? So I'm going to make a video and see how many people watch the video. Alright, let me talk a little bit about the Holosun. I'll talk a little bit about the DeltaPoint Pro, and then I'll tell you what I do and don't like about both of them, and then you can continue your day. So the Holosun is newer. It is the biggest window that I have ever shot. I don't know if there's another one out there, but it's like 1.1 by like 0.9, somewhere in that area. It is a very, very big window. I originally bought the DeltaPoint Pro because at the time it was the biggest window, and Holosun one-upped them for sure. The adjustments, it has a positive and a negative, an up and down button. That's how you turn it on, turn it off, increase, decrease the brightness. There's 8 brightness settings plus 2 night vision compatible settings as well. The dot itself, now you can get it in red or green. You can get it 2 MOA and 8 MOA circle, 20 MOA circle, 32 MOA circle. And if you just hold down the negative, it will scroll through all the different reticles. They call it like a competition reticle. And you can have a bunch of different variations where if you want the 2 MOA dot with the circle or without, and there's so many different options where you can set it up however you want for your eyes. It is a very cool reticle system. Your battery compartment is on the side, which is great. Neither one of these have to be taken off the pistol to replace the battery. The Holosun takes a 1632, which is very easy to get. Lasts up to 50,000 hours, so a very, very long time. And it does have the auto off, where if you leave it, turns off, shake awake, the second you move it, turns back on. That definitely helps to save the life. Now the auto off can be turned off if you don't want it. It comes from the factory after 10 minutes it turns off, and there's different settings. You can have it turn off anywhere from 10 minutes up to 12 hours. Again, you can turn it off. It also has a lockout if you want to lock those buttons out so they don't accidentally increase and decrease in brightness. You can do that also. And yeah, that's the gist of the Holosun. I don't know if I said that it takes the RMR footprint. Did I start with that? I was supposed to start with that. This is what happens when I don't have any notes. The Holosun takes the same, well, most of the Holosuns take the same footprint as the RMR. So in my opinion, that's the best footprint, the most popular. DeltaPoint Pro is a close second, but Holosun takes the same footprint as the RMR, so it's going to work with the most pistols out there. For example, this shadow system slide, it mounts right down to the slide. You don't need any accessory plates, which is great. To be fair, the DeltaPoint Pro does as well, but yeah. The cost of the Holosun is going to be around $450. They are made overseas, just so you know. Windage and elevation are going to be a very, very small flathead screwdriver. They are very tactile, which is important to me. Each click is very, very tactile. It's good. I have a dozen different Holosun red dots. They've all been very, very good. This one here has 700-800 rounds through it, all competition style shooting at the range, having fun, transitions, multiple targets, lots of steel, any competition type shooting I could possibly think of I have done with that. Even though it has night vision settings, I have not shot it under nods. I've looked at it under nods, haven't actually shot it under nods. I don't think I have. Maybe. Who knows? Alright, that's pretty much it for the Holosun. DeltaPoint Pro, I have had this for years. I have more rounds through this DeltaPoint Pro than any red dot, low power, variable optic, anything at all. I have shot this a ton. This is my main range gun. So if I'm going to the range with the boys, if I'm doing a competition, night vision, anything like that at all, this is the gun that I break out. It is my SIG X5 Legion, and I absolutely love this gun for a very good shooting, but a somewhat affordable gun. Anyway, let's get into the red dot. So it's a 2.5 MOA dot. There's no multiple reticles on here. This red dot's been out for a while before any red dots had the multi-reticle system. I think the window is very clear. There's a little bit of distortion. The dot's clear, like I would expect from Leupold. The red dot looks pretty good. Your illumination settings, there's just 8 brightness settings, and technically there's no night vision settings, even though I've used this shooting on night vision an absolute ton, and if you lower it all the way down, I think it's plenty good. It's not overly bright. It absolutely can be used for night vision, even though Leupold doesn't rate it that way. It can. The battery is a 2032 battery, so very, very easy to get. It's a top load battery compartment. You just pull back on this little lever. The battery door opens up, and the cool thing is it's magnetic, so the battery comes with it. Makes it even easier to change out that battery, which you're going to need to do a little bit because the Leupold DeltaPoint Pro does not have a great battery life. It's one of those things where it's all over the place. If you read different things on the internet and even the Leupold website, it's all over the place. It's going to be a couple thousand hours is what I tell people. Don't quote me on it. The battery life with this thing is a little bit of a confusion. One thing I don't like is going to be the single battery as far as your adjustment settings. So to turn it on, to turn it off, to go through the brightness settings is that one button. And if you look at the dot and you want to make changes, you have to put your hand, cover the window to make it brighter, more brighter, less brighter, and you can't see if the brightness is where you want it. So you have to look at it, make the change, go back, make the change. Oh, I went too far. Now you have to cycle all the way through all of the brightness settings to get back to the one you want. So the controls are not the best. Is it a deal breaker? Is it the end of the world? No. Obviously, I have it on my gun and I've shot it a ton, but it is a little bit annoying when you need to make adjustments. It's not the most convenient system. I would much rather have, the 2-battery system if I could. Windage and elevation adjustments are a much bigger screwdriver than the Holosun. Still very, very tactile. I don't really see a huge advantage or disadvantage. They're both very good. Now that I'm thinking, the DeltaPoint Pro is available in a night vision model. I totally forgot about that. This is the kind of crap you get on my channel when I don't take notes, so I'm sorry. But it is available in a night vision model. And they used to have another one with a chevron reticle, but that's not available anymore. The other thing I want to point out with the Leupold is it does have a shroud around it. When the Leupold DeltaPoint Pro first came out, they had a couple issues with durability. They put this metal shroud around it, and I have zero issues and concerns with durability of this red dot now. This thing has been beat up through tactical games, man. I'm telling you, I put a lot of rounds to this thing, and it's held up extremely well. A couple things I really like on the Leupold. It's designed, made, and assembled in the U.S. So that's a big, big win for me on the Leupold. That's great. Leupold and Trijicon are probably the only two I can think of that are made in the States. The price is not bad. Even though it's made in the States, you can still find them for $400, $450 in that area. So very, very good value. The back of the red dot, if you look at it, is this little area here that you can slide out. If you have a pistol like this where you lose the rear sight, you can, it's a little dovetail. You take that little dovetail out, you slide in a rear sight, and you can add in the rear sight if you are bothered that you lose the rear sight. Now, the only other thing on the DeltaPoint Pro that I think I forgot to mention is going to be it does have the shake awake technology. So even though the battery life isn't great, if you're just leaving this in the safe, it's not as big of a deal because it will turn off after 5 minutes, I believe, if it doesn't sense any motion, and then once you move it, it turns back on. With that said, my dot is dead because the battery died. So yeah, there's always that. All right. I think I went through all of the same features on both red dots. If I forgot something, feel free to drop it down in the comments. Let me know, and I'll answer those questions for you. The things I like on the Holosun, the 2-button system is the biggest thing. That's a bummer on the Leupold that it only has a single button. So the 2-button system is great. The multi-reticle system is very, very cool. That allows you to change the reticle. With that said, I leave it on the 2 MOA dot like 99% of the time. So even though it's cool it's in there, I don't really ever use it. The window is huge. Not only do I think the window is a little bit more clear than the Leupold, it's also a bigger window as well. It has a better battery life, and I prefer that it takes an RMR footprint. The DeltaPoint Pro is not a bad red dot. I know I'm poo-poo on it a whole bunch. It is not bad. I love that it's made in the United States. Not only is it designed, manufactured, and assembled in the United States. So that's a big win for me on the Leupold. The ability to add in a rear sight, I like that you can do that. Top load battery, thank the Lord it has a top load battery. And yeah, I think that's the only advantages to the Leupold. So if you ask me which one, if I had to take one, I'm going to take the Holosun. I think the Holosun, with the technology and the battery life and the bigger window and the clearer window, it's a clear winner. With that said, the DeltaPoint Pro is several years old, so hopefully Leupold comes out with something new soonish to compete with some of these new Trijicons and Holosuns, and maybe in a closed one, and hopefully Leupold comes out with some new stuff for us. So affiliate links. I will put affiliate links to both of these down in the video description. If you're looking to pick either one of them up, please check those links. It does help me out. More importantly, hopefully, I could find you a good deal. TiberiusGib.com. I'm sending out some emails. YouTube stopped notifying people when I come out with new videos, which is just great. So the way I'm combating this is if you want to sign up for my emails, I will not spam you. 1 or 2 emails per month. I'll send you out my giveaways, the good deals I found on the internet, and the videos that I put out in that time frame, and that is it. I promise not to spam you or sell your email or anything else like that. I absolutely promise. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. If you want to know what I'm reviewing right now and see some really corny dad jokes, the links to both my Facebook and Instagram is down below. Most important, thank you guys for watching. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. If you think I deserve it, please like, comment, subscribe. That's the important one, and enable the bell notifications. Even though YouTube will probably not notify you when that video comes out, do it anyway, just for fun. You never know. Maybe they'll let you know. But if you think I deserve it, please subscribe. Helps me out. I appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. Peace!